Yesterday, we reviewed the word order in a sentence, and we saw how in Sanskrit, the word order is not essential in communicating the meaning of the sentence, unlike English. English relies on the order of words to tell us what the sentence means. The fox jumped over the dog. If you switch fox and dog, the dog jumped over the fox, it means something different. In Sanskrit, because the meaning is conveyed by case endings, you can switch fox and dog, and it will still mean the same thing. This lends dynamism and fluidity to the language in such a way that verses can be composed in meter, in rhythm, and like this, the language is able to encode and lock the meaning of our Shastras through the verses which they're composed in. Okay. Generally, Sanskrit uses subject, object, verb. So the trick is to find the verb and the subject, and then to read backwards. And then other cases generally come before the word that they limit. So if it is Arjuna's fruit, Arjuna's will come in front of fruit. In English also we have that concept. You don't write book Gina's, you write Gina's book, right? The book, whose book it is, the book is limited by the fact that it is Gina's. So it comes before book. Like that. This is what we saw yesterday. And then we reviewed sentences. And you got some homework. Before we review our homework today, I wanted to introduce you all to a new topic. Okay, so just let me share my. You know, in Sanskrit, we have, I had mentioned in the beginning, if you have nouns and verbs, you can very simply make a 3D house of sentences. I mean, a 2D house of sentences, right? Verbs and nouns are enough to make simple sentences. You don't need pronouns, you don't need adjectives, you don't need anything to make a very basic sentence in Sanskrit. Actually, just one verb is enough to make a sentence in Sanskrit. But when you add nouns, you can add so many more descriptions. However, the language is not limited to nouns and verbs. So from 2D houses, we move to 3D houses. And in our 3D house, we have 4 walls. 4 walls in our 3D house. So what are those walls? Well, the first wall is still nouns. The second wall, why is this looking so? There. The second wall is still verbs. And then we also saw pronouns. Pronouns is the third wall. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, I am back. Let me share my screen. Like I was saying, in our more complex Sanskrit 3D house, we have nouns, pronouns, verbs, and the fourth wall is actually something that is not used in English in the same way. Mm? Actually, we don't have it in English. You'll have the same words, but they're not classified like this. They're called indeclinables. You know, while we're on the analogy of food in the kitchen being prepared to use, like how we did verbs, let's use that same analogy. You know, there are some vegetables which you have to cut and wash and prepare and process before you can cook with them. And then there are other vegetables which you just take out of the freezer and throw in the pan, like peas. Well, minus the fact that we're not supposed to be using freezer food and all of that. Some people love that. Just take something out and throw it in the pan and you don't need to do anything else with it. Well, indeclinables are kind of like that. Once you start to use them, they become your favorite because you don't need to do anything to it. You don't need to decline it. You don't need to conjugate it. You don't need to figure out how to use it in the sentence. It is just a copy paste. For example, Krishna and Arjuna. The word for and is cha. Cha means and. So if you want to say Krishna and Arjuna, all you say is Krishna, cha, Arjuna. Cha. It doesn't need to be changed. It doesn't need to be processed. It doesn't need to be modified. It doesn't need to be embellished. It doesn't need to be declined. So it is called an indeclinable. You use it exactly as it is in the language. So there's really nothing more to say except give me some examples of indeclinables. Adverbs will also fall under indeclinables. Does everybody know what an adverb is? Adverbs are words that limit verbs. He runs quickly. He eats slowly. She smiles happily. All the ly, li, those are adverbs. Adverbs will all fall under the category of indeclinables. So I'll just read through this list, and there's nothing more to say except the fact that you become familiar with them. Na means not or no. Cha means and. Tu, parantu, kintu all mean but. Api means also. Iha, here. Iva, like or as. Ataha, therefore. Tataha, also therefore. He, indeed. Eva means indeed or only. Adi means etc. You'll hear sometimes when you're doing bhashya, ityadi, iti adi, like that. Iti is also an indeclinable. It means thus. Or when you're putting things in quotations. Sanskrit doesn't have quotations. You put a phrase and then you write iti. And iti means the thing that just came before is in quotations. Then atra means here. Tatra, there. Kutra, where? Atra, tatra, kutra. Kevalam, only. Urdhvam, above. Adhaha, below. Deva, day. Bhuyaha. Bhuyaha means again. And when you put it together, bhuyaha, it means again and again. Like, you know, over here, when you say small, it means a little. And then when you say small, it means very little. like that. When you repeat the word, it has a connotation of something more than just putting the two words together. Punaha is also again. Punaha punaha is like repeatedly forever. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, again and again and again, like that. Okay. Yada means when or whenever. Tada means then. Yada yada hi dharmasya. That sounds familiar? Yada yada hi dharmasya anirbhavati bharata, like that. Yada, yada, like that. It comes over there. And he also comes. They're all indeclinables. Very, very easy to use. Adya, oh no. Yadva, and then it comes with yadiva. So whether and or. So you'll see these in a phrase together, right? Yada and then tada. Yadva, yadiva. Like that. They come in pairs. But if there's dots, they come in pairs. Adya means today. Shvaha means tomorrow. Shighram means quickly. Vina means without. Idanim means now. And hyah means yesterday. So how to use indeclinables? You just copy and paste. It's literally just a copy and paste. And you put it in the sentence. So there's nothing more. Once you know how to do the sentences which we've been doing, you just literally copy paste indeclinables in there. So today's homework will be some sentences that have our indeclinables that you just have to include when you translate. Okay. So now we'll go through our homework from yesterday. And then at the end, I will take questions. What number did we reach for the sentences? I think we finished, oh yes, we finished number 5. So now we start with number 6. Aham Krishnasya Arjunasya Samvade Adhyayao Pathami and Japani. Okay, so now, Patham, we have to find the verb. If you are struggling with sentences, please pay super important attention here. I walk through the sentences so you understand how we do it, okay? First, you find the verb. What is the verb? The verb comes from the conjugation table. It will have the ending ami, avaha, amaha, si, taha, ta, or ti, taha, anti. The ending will be determined by that conjugation. Means you use that conjugation table to figure out where the verb is. So if you look at this sentence, you will see, oh, actually, there's patami and japami. So there are 2 verbs in this sentence. So both verbs need to be classified. You need to write P for both of the verbs. And then you have to figure out what person is this. Ami means I. That is first person. Ami means singular. That is for both of them. Then you check the meaning. Pathami comes from pat. Pat means to read or to study. Japami comes from jap. Jap means to chant or to recite. So the meaning of this, then you look for the subject. What is the subject going to be? Well, whether the subject is written or not, you're going to know subject is I, because it is first person. And it so happens that I is also in the sentence. Aham, pathami cha, and japami. I chant and study. So far, so good? Yes. What do I chant and study? So now I look and see, is there an object? And you have to know the table for masculine and neuter to figure out if there is an object. You will see adhyayao in Rama table is second masculine dual. So now this word means to chapters. It doesn't mean we two. It doesn't mean you two. It means 2 chapters. There's no person being talked about here. 2 chapters. 2 chapters what this means. So I study and chant 2 chapters. So far, so good. Then what kind of chapters? You go backwards. Samvade. Samvade is a masculine word, so you check the Rama table. A is 7th case, masculine, singular. Samvade means in the dialogue. If you do not do this process, then what you will say, I chant and study the dialogue. But if you say the dialogue, well, the dialogue has become the object. Dialogue is not the object. You have to make sure you translate it correctly. 7th means in the dialogue. I chant and study 2 chapters in the dialogue. Then you go backwards. Arjunasya, 6th case singular masculine. Krishnasya, 6th case singular masculine. And cha is implied. An and is implied over there. In the dialogue of Arjuna and Krishna. If somebody tried to use ChatGPT, ChatGPT would have said in the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. That means that if you wrote between, I know you use ChatGPT. And you didn't learn anything because ChatGPT is not going to understand Sanskrit for you. You're going to end up right there at the same spot that you started. Please don't use technology when you're doing your homework. I am providing all the words that you need. There's nothing you need to check online right now. Okay? All right. So this is that sentence. I chant and study 2 chapters in the dialogue of Krishna and Arjuna. Next sentence. Tvam kulasya vase vasasi. What is our verb? Question number 1. Vasasi. This ending, vasasi. So, vasasi is 2nd person, singular. You get that information from the conjugation table. So now I am looking for a subject that is second person, meaning you, and I'm looking for it singular. So that will be tvam. 1st case, singular. Case and person are different. Because you is 2nd person, you do not write 2 over here. It is 1st case, it is the subject, right? So you write 1 over there. Subject, singular. All right. Now, vasasi. Now you look and you see, oh, there's no object. Okay, never mind. Read backwards. What do we read? Vase. Vase in the masculine table is 7th masculine singular, meaning in the residence. So you live in the residence. Then you go backward. Kulasya is 6th singular neuter of the family. Not you live in the family residence. You live in the residence of the family. If you wrote family residence, then you were not looking at the cases properly. It should be family's residence or residence of the family. The apostrophe S or of has to come in the sentence. You can argue that it means the same thing, but we're not trying to argue sentences. We're trying to use our conjugations and declensions to derive the meanings. Okay? All right, those whose videos are off, please turn them on. I shouldn't have to tell you that. Okay, last sentence. The body moves due to punya and papa. So what is our subject? What is our verb? Our verb is moves. Moves. What is our subject? The body. So then our verb will be 3rd person singular. Body moves. Body is 1st case singular neuter. Shariram. Then you continue. Due to punya and papa. Due to punya is third neuter singular and papa is third neuter singular because it means due to punya and due to papa. Right? So they'll both take third singular. And then cha and, well, now you know it is indeclinable. So on and, you're going to write IND. IND means indeclinable. So when you translate it, Shariram Punyena and Papena Chalati. So now you can replace and with cha. And traditionally, you'll find it goes at the end of the words that it is anding. The words that it is listing, you'll find it go at the end of that list, right? Punyena papena cha is usually where you will find it. Cha, and in Sanskrit, you can write 10 words and one cha, and the cha will apply to all of them. Or you can write 10 chas, 9 chas between each of the 10 words. So the flexibility is there. And depending on the verse, sometimes if they need to fill the meter, they'll put extra chas. And this, and this. And then now let us review our declensions. Gurudeva was the word. In Sanskrit, Gurudev is Gurudeva. We have not learned the declension for anything like Vahalant. So this could not be Vahalant. Gurudeva. Can you all hear me okay? Can someone give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? You're all frozen for me today, so my internet is unstable, but as long as you can hear me. Okay, cool. Let us go through. Sejalji, you can repeat after me. Gurudevaha, Gurudevau, Gurudevaha.
Gurudevaha, Gurudevau, Gurudevaha.
Gurudevam, Gurudevau, Gurudevan.
Gurudevam, Gurudevau, Gurudevan.
Gurudevena, Gurudevabhyam, Gurudevaihi.
Gurudevena, Gurudevabhyam, Gurudevaihi.
Everybody see this ra is there, so
Yeah.
the na will be in question. But there is also a the, which is a blocking letter. So therefore, even though there's a ra, the na remains unchanged. Gurudeve na, not Gurudeve ra. Okay, so you can fix that if you got it wrong. Okay. Gurudevaya, Gurudevabhyam, Gurudevebhyah.
Gurudevaya, Gurudevabhyam, Gurudevebhyah.
Gurudevat, Gurudevabhyam, Gurudevebhyah.
Gurudevat, Gurudevabhyam, Gurudevebhyah.
Gurudevasya, Gurudevayoho, Gurudevana.
Gurudevasya, Gurudevayoho, Gurudevanam.
Everybody should be repeating, even though you're muted. That is the way we learn these tables, huh? Gurudeve, Gurudevayoho, Gurudeveshu.
Gurudeve, Gurudevayoho, Gurudeveshu.
Hey Gurudeva, Hey Gurudevau, Hey Gurudevaha.
He Gurudeva, He Gurudevau, He Gurudevaha.
Next is Sukham. Oh, please, everybody, let me tell a few things. Make sure that you're not forgetting to write all the A's. Make sure you're not forgetting to write some of the Visargas. Make sure that if there's an A, you are writing the a, means don't make silly mistakes in your writing of the table. Also, remember if this Gurudeva says masculine, it means you're using the Rama table. If a word is masculine, you're following the Rama table. Then, if the word is neuter, you are going to follow the Vana table. This should not become a question in anybody's mind again. If I say decline a word that ends in a and I say it is neuter, you have to use the Phala table. Okay? All right. Now this one. Who's moving? Alpana. You can say it. Sukham, Sukhe, Sukhani.
Sukham, Sukhe, Sukhani.
Sukham, Sukhe, Sukhani.
Sukham, Sukhe, Sukhani.
Sukhena, Sukhabhyam, Sukhehi.
Sukhena, Sukhabhyam, Sukheyi.
Sukhabhyam.
Sukhabhyam.
Pyam, make the A longer. Sukhabhyam.
Sukhabhyam.
Ha. Sukhaya, Sukhabhyam, Sukhebhyah.
Sukhaya, Sukhabhyam, Sukhebhyah.
Sukhat, Sukhabhyam, Sukhebhyah.
Sukhat, Sukhabhyam, Sukhebhyah.
Sukhasya, Sukhayoho, Sukhanam.
Sukhasya, Sukhayo, Sukhana.
Sukhayoho,
Sukhayoho.
Sukhanam.
Sukhana.
Sukhe, Sukhe,
Sukhe,
Sukhayoho,
Sukhayoho,
Sukheshu.
Sukheshu.
He Sukha,
He Sukha,
He Sukhe,
He Sukhe,
He Sukhani.
He Sukhani.
Okay, good. Another thing I want to tell everybody is if you're familiar now with the fact that it is first case, second case, third case, etc., singular, dual, plural, you don't need to write it anymore. You don't need to write this is nominative, this is the object, this is instrumental, etc. That you don't need to write if you're familiar with it mentally. Okay, so just a side note. Oh, why is this not the other na? Because there's no ra, there's no sha, there's no r, so there's no change. So if you changed it, then that is wrong. You just fix it back, okay? There's no change here. All right, and then, 6:30, and then the last one, smrit. I'm just going to point out, and then I will read this. Smrit, remember, smrit is the verb root. This is how we write verb root. Smrit is the verb root. And if you look at your table, at your verb vocabulary that I gave, you will see that I told you smrit goes to smara. So you use smara and you add ami, avaha, amaha, sitaha, tha, titaha, anti. You do not write smrit rami. You do not write smr ami. Right? These are wrong. This is wrong and this is wrong. So make sure if a verb has a different verb base, you make sure to use that verb base in your conjugation. Smarami, smaravaha, smaramaha. Smarasi, smarathaha, smaratha. Smarati, smarataha, smaranti. Verbs have nothing to do with nouns. Verbs do not have smarabhyam. They do not have smarebhyaha, smarehi, smaram. It is a conjugation table that is used for verbs. and a declension table that is used for nouns. Don't mix those two. Okay, all right, we'll do closing prayer and then I will take questions. Homework is going to be sentences. Now there are 6 sentences and a bonus question. What is wrong with this sentence? For today, you only need to do 1 to 4. Okay? Oh no, 1 to 3. You do 1 to 3 for today, plus the declension table. I'll send you a declension table and a conjugation table. Okay? So I'm going to give you a masculine, a neuter, and a verb. So declension, declension, conjugation, and 3 sentences. Okay, not a lot of sentences. And the remaining will do to me. Oh, and please, this is supposed to help you study for your test. Huh? That is why you're doing all of this homework, to help you study for your test. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Okay. Hari Om. I will see you all tomorrow and I will take questions now. If you have a question, raise your hand. Oh, Prima, I see your question. Can indeclinables be joined to other words? You mean like, sorry, explain me your question and then I'll answer.
Because when we were breaking up the words in the chapters from the Gita, I kind of recognized some of the words. I was just curious if it is sometimes joined with other nouns or something like that.
Your question is on point. There's something called sandhi in Sanskrit, which joins sounds in words, and we'll get to that topic next. So it is joined for pronunciation. It is not joined grammatically in any way. Means there's no change made to the verbs, to the indeclinables. It is only sandhi. It is a temporary joining of sounds that happens over there. So yes and no. Indeclinables do not change, but when they come next to other words, to pronounce it more easily, we modify the way we say them. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. Sandhi is a topic that will make all your chanting make sense. Like everybody who chants, when you learn sandhi, you'll be like, oh my God. It is one of those revolutionary things that we study. So it's coming soon. We might do it as the next or the second next topic. Okay. All right. Okay, everybody. Any other questions? All right, then I'm going to send you your homework and I will see you all tomorrow. Video. Oh, yes, Kritikaji, I now see your hand.
Gina ji, can you please share the answers of the sentences we did?
I'll send it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Sejoji.
Ji. So I was wondering if it's possible to create like a document, Google Doc, and put all the words and all those non-declinable and everything in that document so we can review it, or maybe we can print out at once all of them.
Say that again.
So I have like a Google Doc created, like a folder created with all those documents placed in there, all the homework and everything. So just in the end of this classes, maybe we can just print it out, everything together, because we do have printouts, but it's like just everywhere, all over the place. So we can have like one Google Drive.
If someone can volunteer to, I will send the Google Drive. If someone can volunteer to put everything in there, that will be helpful for me. Right?
Okay, I can do that. It's all there on the chat, so maybe I can put it in there.
Okay, perfect. I'll send you the Google Drive link and then you can put it in and we'll add that link. Oh, wait, Shamji, have you by chance done that yet?
Yes, I have done it, and it's kind of, that's what I use for my personal notes.
Okay, okay, okay. No, then I'll let her do it for the official folder.
Okay.
If and then we'll put the official folder link on the YouTube series also. Sejalji, last course we had that means for the letters, we did that. Shamji put everything in one folder for us to put
Oh,
together.
wonderful. Yeah. Okay. That would be
So
helpful.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you can do it, then Shamji, you can also use that folder. One less thing for you to do. He's uploading every
Okay.
single class for us right now, so we can help him with one thing.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'll send that folder, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Anirudh, recap on na and na. Yeah, okay, okay. Go to the rule. Let me open the rule in my notes also. Oh wow, we did it so long ago. I'm scrolling and I can't find it. Oh yeah. Okay. So Anuradha, here, this is how it goes. In a word, if you have the sound r, 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 or sh, any of these four sounds, then you have to ask yourself the question about n. You do not ask the question if these four sounds are not there. These four sounds have to be there before this whole topic of n and no comes up. Anywhere in the word. Now, if you have these sounds, the n is going to change to no, like Ramayana. So that change will happen. But it doesn't always happen. Like you saw today, Guru Deva did not become Guru Deve no, because there are some letters which, if they are between the sh and the n, they block the change from happening. So these are the 13 letters. If they come between na and r and na, they block the change. Meaning it's not going to change na into na. Now I told the whole story of how, oh, these are naughty friends, and then these are the adult letters and all of that. All that is fine. The main point in this is the na changes to a na to make it easier for our mouth to say. When there is a r, the position of the tongue is such that r comes easier in the word. It is not natural to say Guru Devena as much as it is to say Guru Devena. It is more smooth on the mouth to say that sound. Ramena is more unnatural than Ramayana. Like the flow of the sounds is what determines it. But this is the official rule that tells you how it goes, right? So you remember if there is these sounds, so the r family and the sh. When those come, then the n is questioned, and that n changes to n only if there are these ones. Okay, but don't stress. If you're mixing it up, it doesn't matter, right? Just know in your mind that the default is n, and sometimes it becomes or not the other way. So the default is not like the n in Ramayana. The default is the n in Devena, and the change happens once in a while. Right? So just when I had first learned, I was like, but why did they not just give us a simpler table? Why is the Rama one the one with the exception that they teach first? But we say it so much that by saying Ramaha, Rama, Ramaha, doing Sanskrit, we're remembering Bhagavan's name also. So I think that is why Rama is the traditional one that is used. At the same time that we study Sanskrit, we remember Bhagavan. Okay. Oh, I forgot to start the recording.